Hello and welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Dylan Optics Sunglasses, the official eyewear of the Smoking Tire Podcast. If you go to thesmokingtire.com and click on the Dylan banner under the Partners tab, I will send you a free Smoking Tire t-shirt if you grab a pair of these sunglasses. I have been wearing them for like 8 years. I will never wear another pair of sunglasses. They are just simply fantastic. They have aviator styles, they have more wraparound styles, they even have ladies styles, and they do prescription. Dylan Optics are made in Scottsdale, Arizona, using parts sourced from Italy and Japan. Go to thesmokingtire.com, click on the Partners tab, and then the Dylan banner, and I'll send you a free t-shirt if you grab a pair of the official eyewear of the Smoking Tire Dylan Optics sunglasses. We're also brought to you by Beeline Coffee. Drank 6 cups of it this morning. The Roasted Tire 3.0 is out now, but there's also at least 5 more roasts at any given time for sale at Beeline. Use code TST for 15% off your entire order, big or small, whether it's 1 pound, 10 pounds, or an annual subscription. Beeline's got your coffee, man. It is delicious stuff. I drink it every day. I give it out to folks. I just love it. On this episode, we've got Matt Crooke and Larry Chen coming in. Matt Crooke, you remember from 1552 Wheels. He is the man, and also his family was victims of the Malibu fires. And of course, we've got Larry Chen, Hoonigan photographer extraordinaire, also shoots for Super Street. And these guys worked with me, or I should say, I worked with them to create a very cool poster that we're going to sell for charity, and we talk all about it on this show. It's a good one. Matt Crooke and Larry Chen on the Smoking Tire Podcast.
Anyway, it's the Smoking Tire Podcast. Here we are. Matt Crooke. Larry Chen is late. It's okay. He's on Asian people time. He's probably stuck in fucking fucked traffic, but he'll be here soon when he gets here.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
We'll go let him in. Yeah, he lives in like the east side, right?
Well, that's the thing. For me, from Carson, I mean,
it's pretty easy. Yeah, he's on the east side.
For him, it could be a game of roulette, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you get here half hour early, you get here half hour late.
I feel it. It's okay. That's why we forgive the man. We did a photo shoot. Was it a week ago? Was it only a week ago? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks?
I don't know. Right up before Christmas.
I think
the 23rd. 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
So for charity, what is the charity, Crook? Because this is you're handling that aspect of it.
Yeah,
I just had to show up with a Lambo.
It's so you had the
I had an easy
part,
job.
right,
Just show up with you brought coffee. It was lovely.
Yeah, no, I try. I'm here to serve. No, yeah, we're going to be giving back to the community. We don't have a specific one yet. I think that's something that we're going to be talking about. But I want to find something that's really focused on the community, on the people, in SoCal, as well as the firefighters.
Right. Yes. This is fire related, by the way.
Yes.
I don't. Yes. If that wasn't clear.
Yeah, we didn't really make that.
Yeah.
Very
half
clear.
of Malibu burned down.
Yeah. And this is it's a place that's where I grew up. So for me, it hit really hard. My family was displaced, and they were all evacuated, living at my place for a week and a half.
Hold on, Larry Chen calling.
Oh.
Larry Chen?
Hey.
Are you outside?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to come get you, brother.
Larry is here.
Right.
Larry is here. All right.
In the house.
Here, explain the Malibu scenario while I go get Larry.
Here we go. Yeah, so I just kind of, I had an idea. We were talking, and I've been wanting to give back, right? Because it's my community. It's where I grew up, and I've almost felt guilty because we have the exposure. We have a company. Mm-hmm. We have the eyeballs. Why is this not being used for something good? Great, we can make wheels, we can do all of these things, but having an audience like that also allows us to have a place to give back. And for me, is how can we do that? So while we were at Radwood, enjoying ourselves, bumped into Larry.
Hello.
And we were talking, and of course, Matt over here is always up on Mulholland driving and doing his thing, and it just seemed like the right fit, right? It's all where we are, kind of what we all do, and it was just it's whether or not you live there, we've all been affected. So it's a matter of saying, how can we utilize our audience to basically in our community to give back and show that it's okay to give back. Like I think it was rad what what Matt did with the t-shirt sales. What's up, Larry?
Larry Chen in the house.
Glad I got the.
What's happening? Throw some headphones on. Makes you better at radio. Larry brought a hard drive that I just... Zach, did that hard drive mount that I just plugged in?
Hard drive corrupt. Oh, fuck. Yes, it did.
All right. Larry brought us some pictures. Are you
Nice.
are you excited?
I'm excited.
I'm fucking really excited. I mean, dude, we went out and shot. Did we say what the shoot was yet, or were you just talking about fire stuff while I was out?
Just
there?
talking about fire stuff.
So we went out a beautiful Sunday morning, just at sunrise, and Larry shot many frames. Do you have Are these the highlights? What do we got?
Should I open like all of these in preview, or what do you?
Oh, that looks fucking hot.
These are.
Let's do that.
Yeah, just open all of them in like a slideshow.
Is this on?
Is Larry's mic on? Say some things,
There
Larry.
you go.
Hey, Larry is here. Larry's
in the house. Yeah.
Speed Hunters, Hoonigan, you're fucking branded up the
not
ass
Speed
right
Hunters
now.
anymore.
No, are you out?
Yeah. No,
Oh.
I left them last November.
Oh, I didn't realize you were like out.
Yeah.
My bad.
So
Sorry.
now
Formerly
Hoonigan,
Speed Hunters.
Super Street, and doing stuff with you guys.
Yeah.
And your Hoonigan show,
Autofocus, right?
Autofocus,
Autofocus,
which
yes.
is very entertaining.
Very.
Which I definitely wanted to come on to talk about, but I totally forgot.
That's okay. It's the show's still there. People can still go watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the beauty of YouTube, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's there forever.
Whether it's good or bad, right, Matt?
Yeah.
That's fucking
So, this shoot. What a
God,
great
that looks
idea.
so fucking
Matt.
good, dude.
Thanks,
What a
Larry.
great idea. I was so
Wow.
excited to work on this project. These passion projects are the ones that I really, really go out to look for. You know, these are the ones that I wake up before my alarm. You know,
Right.
I'm out
Yeah.
there. I'm like so excited. I can't wait to dig into the pictures even after I shoot them. Like usually it's such a process for me, you know, because I shoot so many photos.
You're
I
everywhere.
shoot at least 750 photos a day, every day.
Wow.
Whoa.
You know, like
Oh
this
man,
day.
I'd love to see what your shutter count is on your fucking
I
on your
have
1D.
I have a couple cameras with over 1 million
Really?
activations. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, and they've gone through 3 or 4 shutters in their lifetime.
Wow.
That's so awesome. Canon Professional Services.
Oh yeah,
100%.
those guys know me.
Million shutter
Well,
cameras, right?
you've lectured at Canon.
Yeah, so I've taught a couple classes. I've done 7 events with them now. So yeah, I guess to
This
walk
looks
through
so
these,
sick.
I kind of wanted to tell the whole story of this shoot, of this car, and highlight the beauty of the car, and just, I don't know, what I think is cool about it. You know,
Yeah.
just walking around it, the shapes, the way the
And
light
there are
interacts with
many.
it. Yeah, but it was so cool to be able to do this. Unfortunately, you know, the backdrop that we normally have here, it's like very green, and it's
Yeah.
normal Southern California rolling hills kind of scene, right? But now you could see it's all burned out.
It's apocalyptic.
Well, can we explain real quick what your project was? Because for anyone listening to only audio right now, they don't know what we're looking at. So just give them a brief real quick.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I was saying, we're at Radwood, we talked and kind of got the idea together that this is our playground, you know, and it's, in talking, it was like, well, you know, me and Larry were talking, we said, hey, we gotta work with Matt. And very, very much so from a business standpoint, yeah, it doesn't have 1552 wheels on it, doesn't have any of that, but that's okay.
But it could.
Once again, it could.
Someone's photoshopped that.
We'll work on that one. But the whole idea is it's not about us. This has nothing to do with us, right? I mean, it's great. Matt owns a Countach. That's great.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
It's very great.
You had to wait for an applause break.
But it's just something that basically we can use all the things that we have, you know, and what we're good at to put some things together and give back. And that's really the point. We have everything that we're doing, and I also feel a lot of times in the automotive world. I mean, I've worked in the fashion world, I've worked in the music industry, all these different things, and so many times it's like, you know, in the automotive world, I feel like sometimes it's more superficial than the other industries combined, just because you literally can drive your house around, right?
Well, what was funny for me is the scene that, like, how it came about.
Right.
We were talking and we're like, we got to do something. You know, whether even if we don't really raise that much money, the point is that we raise awareness for this, right? So what could we possibly do? What can we do where we make a poster where it's such an inspirational car or aspirational car, it's like the car was right in front of us.
Yeah,
when we were
it
talking
really
about
was.
this.
There it is.
Yeah, we're like, that's the one. That's the one.
Zach and I work with Blip Shift to sell that T-shirt.
Yeah.
It did really well. It was a beautiful shirt. I really like it. But I think the idea of doing a poster, it shows the actual devastation
Right.
in the poster.
Which, if you scroll through this, there's more that highlights.
You couldn't have fucking
amazing.
paid for light like this. By the way, this
Amazing.
we got very
beautiful.
lucky. That's great.
Yeah, that's amazing. And
That looks good.
the contrast too between like the dream car and basically what would normally be the dream like place to live in Malibu
Right.
is obvious there, and it shows. So,
I like Larry making the no parking sign go away there. That was ace.
But check out the devastation
Wow.
on this photo. Like, so this is a photo that I stitched maybe about 20 or so pictures together, right? So this one you can zoom in quite a bit.
Zach,
and
zoom in on the community at the bottom of the hill on the right if you can, because it is what you end up seeing if you can punch in on
this
that.
is the web version. The
I didn't
original.
open the high-res.
Open the high-res version and you'll see how much you can zoom in on them. The point is that I just wanted to.
If you can see that, there's the one building behind the lake at the bottom right. Everything else is just gone.
Gone. Yeah.
It's just leveled.
It's just so crazy to me. Like, this scene is not normal to me. You know, we shoot at the Snake all the time. We go there all the time. And you can't even see that scene normally because there's trees in the way.
Yeah.
You know, but now...
I didn't realize there were that many houses back there, frankly.
So if you zoom out, look how charred that whole landscape is.
It looks like a barbecue.
Yeah.
Like it looks like an actual grill.
I just realized right now too. My buddy Adam used to live in those places, and we went and hung out down by that lake. And I just right now realized, I've actually been there before it burnt down. I mean,
what's crazy is just still, in a way, even though it's terrible, it's beautiful in a way.
It is.
And that's kind of what we're trying to highlight. And this is a car that how many people had this car on their walls
Trapper Keeper
for a poster? You know,
Trapper Keeper.
We're recreating
Are we
that
gonna do the
for a
Trapper
good cause.
Keeper? We were looking into that. We thought about doing with either a Trapper Keeper or a lunchbox,
folder,
right?
lunchbox, yeah.
So I'll show you the actual one that I feel like that would make a really good poster.
Okay.
So if you scroll right more. So there's, parts of the car that I'm highlighting. This is going to be
that's a good one.
in the actual video that I'm putting together on the Hoonigan bonus channel to talk about this project.
That vertical one I want to use as like a phone case. Can I make that into like a cell phone case?
You can do whatever you want.
I mean, boss.
I want to make these available to everyone because,
that's good light there.
if they see them, maybe they'll buy a poster. Maybe they'll pick up a poster.
Yeah.
Just from so far, just me talking about this project to certain people, they're so excited about it. They're so excited about trying to help.
Go back to Zach for that. So for those who don't know, that black box to the left of the steering column that we're looking at is the first Escort Fuzzbuster that was installed in the car at the dealer in 1987 when that car was sold new. That's
amazing.
Some OG shit. I had to disconnect the wiring. I got it when I got in the car
started
beeping. I was like, "Yo, get this the fuck out of here!" And I was like, "There's gonna be a hole in the dash." I was like, "No, leave it. Just take the wires out. I don't need to hear it."
Is the brake warning light on the left slightly askew from the other two lights next to it?
There are quite a few things in the interior that are askew.
I love it. No, I love it.
It's handmade, right?
Yeah, it's handmade Lamborghini.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
There's a bit of a skew in the interior. Yeah,
Dang.
that's a good one.
Keep going.
I think it's amazing too because
that's good
Okay,
too.
this is the one.
Oh, that's
This is the one. This is the one. Is this the full res version?
No.
Okay, so if you open up the full res version, you'll see you could basically zoom in.
This is stitched from like 20 pictures, right?
This is a little less. This is probably 15 pictures, but it's still it's over 100 megapixels.
Right. It's
Wow.
huge.
I'm sorry for those of you who are listening, just audio only on this one. You're missing out slightly, but you will see Larry's pictures on his website, which we'll put the link in, right?
Yeah. We'll I'll put all of these photos into the Hoonigan bonus channel video. This one actually will be the one I'm thinking
That's
will
rad. It's panoramic because it's panoramic.
It's a panoramic.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like this is a good modern interpretation of what that kind of poster should look like.
Yeah.
But it shows some of the devastation. It shows the awesome background. But also, of course, the car is there and it's highlighted with those so awesome headlights. By the way, I've never seen a shoot with this car with the headlights up.
That's why
I wanted to do it.
Now that you mention it.
No, I love it.
And I'm not a fan of pop-up headlights typically, but I have to admit it works here.
It does.
This is full res.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you full
show
screen that?
them how much you can zoom in on
That's
this.
just a hot. I don't think the audience right now is getting the full shot. I think it's getting cropped for the video, but don't worry about it. Just imagine it even wider.
Bit.
It's even wider.
I mean, I can.
There you go. That's the full thing.
Yeah.
God damn.
Awesome.
You get this beautiful cloud settling in the valley, the sunrise light, toasted out trees, charred rocks, and a red Countach with gold wheels.
But look how sharp
fire.
it is.
Oh,
It's
wow.
still going. You
That's
see?
fire.
So just look at the car and look how
Use condom. No, I'm just kidding.
I left everything except for like the stop signs or
Right,
whatever
yeah.
it is.
No
But
stopping.
you know, there was so much devastation that even the road signs were just falling over by
Yeah, they're just
themselves.
melted.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
that's
man.
that's the I think for
Look at the driver's seat.
situations like this and
You can just see
tragedies.
my face. Just stare ahead. Stare straight ahead.
So many times directly after something like this happens, though, it's like we were just talking,
Look
right?
at the lens.
a week after something like this happens, nobody's worrying about it, talking about it, giving.
Yeah.
Nobody's continuing that push, and I think, I feel good about that. I feel that we are doing something still to keep that push going and to kind of remember, what happened.
Yeah.
So. No, it's good. I'm very excited, and I appreciate that you guys put in the effort to do
There's
that.
a couple more
Zach,
really
am I getting
good
an
ones.
echo in my headphones? Do you have the preview channels muted? Why do I feel like I have an echo happening right now?
You said that yesterday, but I don't hear anything.
Is it just me? Is that preview muted? No, that's why.
No, but
I don't know.
But that
I'm
channel's
sorry.
not activated.
That's fucking weird. Maybe I'm just hearing shit. That looks fucking awesome,
All right,
Larry.
so I have a couple other potentials that you guys tell me if you like.
That's
This
super
next one,
Oh, dude.
I love this one too.
I think
Wow.
I want that one, even if that's not the poster. I'll have that printed big as
So
fuck.
same thing. This one is stitched together over 15 pictures, so you could zoom in. And
Dude, your stitching skills are sick.
it's a thing that I feel like it's hard to kind of convey how big it is,
Right.
unless you print it big Ken Block size poster. Have
Yeah.
you seen that one where I did from Climbcana?
Yeah.
So like with this one,
The one
look,
of him hanging over the edge. Yeah. It's
So
the
that one
best shot
was-
ever taken.
that one was like 25 pictures even.
Wow,
You know,
really?
So and I had to redo that over and over because the conditions were changing so quickly, and the conditions for this they were changing pretty quickly too because it was sunrise.
Right.
You can see the light, going on the mountains. When I first started the stitch to the point where I took the last picture, the light has already changed.
That's
Right.
crazy.
So try zooming in on this one. You can see how much detail there is.
This is web res, not full
Oh,
res.
this is the
Oh,
web
yeah.
version. Okay, yeah. But anyways,
Wow,
with that said,
that's a really good one,
It
man.
is.
I
It's
like
beautiful.
that so much.
this is
Even
the
the
actual
web res
corner.
is strong. How big could I print this if I wanted? Like the size of a semi truck, right?
Well, more than that, yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
like
Because
billboard.
I've seen my just one frame pictures printed on a billboard,
Yeah.
mini billboards, and on the side of semi trucks. But with something like this, you could print it a lot higher resolution.
Right.
So, for example, like the Ken Block picture, that was 72 inches by 30 inches.
Yeah.
And I got that frame. That frame was very expensive. It was $900 to get that thing
I
framed.
believe it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
72 by 30, I believe it for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. That's
You know-
not even.
That sounds like a
not
pretty good
outrageous
price.
for that.
the crazy thing
Framing is
is
so expensive.
It is.
those everyone was signed by Ken Block, and it was sold at $250, and it sold out less than in one day.
Yeah,
which
that's
is so
rad.
crazy. So then for this, we definitely want to make it more obtainable, right?
Right.
But just spread the word, and the more people that has it, the better.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
think so too. I don't know. You guys get to decide. I think what to sell them for, but I just want to.
That's
Is it the one on the on the top?
on the right.
No, the wide one, right?
Yeah, the one right.
Yeah,
that one.
So in
That's the one.
in this frame, which is an action shot of Ken, doing that bit in Climbcana where he gets right close to the edge and sprays dirt.
Yeah.
In this, do you have one? You have the one action frame, and then you did the stitching with the surrounding area.
Well, what was happening was that as it was leading up to it, I kept doing it over and over. As the clouds were coming, as the sun was coming out, as the conditions were changing, I kept doing them. And then right after he did it, I did two more.
Wow.
Where it's the whole tile of the whole scene. And then the actual action if I could show you the original frame of his action, it's just a car.
Right.
Yeah,
It's just a car with the dirt spray. That's it.
Yeah.
So I just put it back in.
That's
you know,
awesome.
and in
So
fact,
cool.
I try
I'm
to
not surprised
not
that
change.
sold out. That's rad.
I tried to not change anything at all. Like that's just how it was. In fact, I even left a filmer. You can see Brandon Cotto. He's a filmer in the inside of the corner.
Yeah.
A lot of
yeah.
people don't notice him, but like I'm like I don't want to change it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
I'll leave him in. That's just how it looked.
How was his shot?
His shot was epic. You know? Of course, it was used in the main cut.
Yeah.
Right.
I bet his shot was sick too. Man, that stuff from last week looks rad though.
We can continue.
Is there?
reviewing
We
it,
have
too.
more.
Yeah, we have more.
So this one I'm very happy with.
I wanted to do a whole
good
set.
action.
You know, I wanted to do a whole set of everything I could think of, all the angles of this car. And so initially, we utilized the good light. You know, we had you go back and forth, you know, on radio.
That car's really good at 3-point turns, by the way.
Yeah.
Which I'm so sorry I made you to do.
It's not. No. Oh, that's a good
turns.
one too,
Wow.
man.
Yeah.
Right up at the top, at the very top, the very small parking lot at the top of the Snake. There's these 3 just burnt out trees that Larry has framed up really, really expertly here. That's a fucking shot right there.
Looks great.
I'll take one of those too. I'll take one of
You
each
just
of these.
print
things.
all of them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to spend a lot of money printing these things. That looks awesome.
So that's the thing is from that day, we had a lot of great cell phone shots, right? And we were thinking, man, it already looks good on a cell phone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So with these shots, I just wanted to kind of, I don't know, capture that whole vibe of what it was like out there with the pink sky and everything.
Yeah, when we got up there just before sunrise, I was like, holy shit, I hope Larry gets here soon because this light, it was like you couldn't buy it. It was incredible.
No.
And it had this beautiful settled in fog and pinks and blues and you know, and it's really devastating up there how burnt out it is. And even there's like 2 or 3 houses on the Snake that you couldn't really see the houses before, but now you can see that there isn't a house there anymore.
Right.
And it's fucking sad.
Not only that, there's trailers now replacing the houses. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, because I guess they're still living there or whatever,
Yeah.
probably trying to fix things, but they just brought a trailer out and they're just living out of
Sad.
that, which is really sad. It is.
In a much less sad thing, remember my passenger side fog light was a little cracked. The lens was cracked. Vinny and I found replacements. It's from the Porsche 930 Turbo, and we found replacement, and they're very affordable. And there's one that comes with hella light covers, and I'm like, yeah, buddy.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah,
buddy.
we were definitely, me and Vinny were playing that game of where did they come from, right?
Yeah.
Who made them?
Because they are those parts. No, they're not going to make a square.
pull those
Hella's
over,
going to
Zach.
make
That's
something
fire.
that does a fog light for everything, right? Or
Yeah.
it's off of an Isuzu or just something crazy that fit, right? I mean, you look at the old Lotuses,
Yeah.
right? The taillights are from a Corolla or a Mercedes or whatever is there. You flip them upside down, another supercar taillight, right? I mean,
Well, on the later Lamborghini, like the Diablo, it's 300ZX. headlights,
Yeah.
right? So
yep.
Well, I was at Marco's house on New Year's, and there was a dude who was there. This guy Tim Pappas was parked in front of me, and he had a '76 911 Turbo, and I looked, and it had those exact. I was like, and I took a $1 bill out and like measured the fog lights with a $1 bill, and I was like, yes, I know where they're
perfect.
from.
Wow.
They're exactly the same.
Oh, it's so
That's
good.
good if those 3 fucking jamokes weren't ruining in the background there.
I wanted to leave you guys there.
Nah, it's
Man,
cool.
the giving trees all burnt out.
Yeah.
You managed to make it look good even when the sun came up.
Yeah. No, it looks amazing.
Hard to get a bad shot of that car.
It really is.
You'd have to work at it if you really want to get a terrible shot of it.
So I did mention this when we were out there shooting, but like I do have every single angle and all the details of this car. So I was saying that I hope you never have to use these to sell.
It, I know. The
Like,
last when I
please do
put the
not.
Mustang for sale, I'm like, Larry, can I use your pictures? The best.
Bring a trailer.
I had the best fucking
Yeah.
for sale ad ever because I had full Larry Chen shoot with the car. That's a good one too.
Yeah, it is.
That just sitting over the cliff there, that's really nice.
So
It was good at getting up on that edge too.
Yeah, I was
it's
surprised.
Off road.
It's got a little more ground clearance than
I
you
was
expect.
actually surprised.
Oh man.
It's crazy because there's always something to fix when you bring photos that are raw into Photoshop
Right.
or into Lightroom, whether it be contrast or color or whatever. That's the point. You know, you
Right.
want them to be perfect. with a lot of these, legit, they're straight out of camera.
Wow.
No
Whoa.
joke.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it just because like the color is really nice, the lighting's great,
The
you know, it
color,
has-
the lighting, just somehow something worked out. And I'm saying maybe more like 4 or 5 shots, but out of that's a lot.
Wow,
really.
man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, of course, the stitches, I had to stitch them.
Yeah,
together.
of course.
We forgive you for
But
that.
it looked like that, I mean, you were
Yeah.
there.
No, it
no,
definitely
the
did. That
stitches
was-
look like it looked standing there.
Exactly,
Actually, it
yeah.
doesn't look hyper realistic. I mean, it looks crazy, but like when we got there, we're like, "Oh
looked
shit, this
crazy."
looks crazy."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is part of it because this car has so many angles? Like you don't have a huge sheet of flat metal that's if a little bit not overexposed, but like there's a highlight on the top of the hip there and the roof. But if this was a new car where they're just like so slab sided to get good MPG, would it be more difficult?
Yeah, it's weird how this car acts to photography. Like, for example, the main one that I want to print with the headlights up, it's that wide panoramic shot. I tried to get the reflection off of the windshield, but that's just the most. With the polarizer, I turned it, whatever. I repositioned myself. I tried to
I
photograph
wanted
it in
the
a way.
reflection there because you couldn't see me.
Yeah, but I mean, I like that black windshield look,
Yeah.
but you just couldn't because it's so angled. You physically couldn't do that.
All the glass is like horizontal.
Yeah, exactly. So this is as best as I could do, but in a way, it's cool because it's just the characteristic of this car.
Right.
It really is cool.
No, I think
awesome.
even with the lights up, everything, it's very honest, right? And I think even in the shoot with the surroundings and everything, it's telling the story that we were trying to tell. So
The top of that hill just before sunrise is one of the prettiest places you can go in the area because that fog always settles in that valley right there. And it sucks. I'd rather have the fucking trees and the houses still standing, but now you can actually see even more of it.
It is
now you can
interesting.
see the whole road. You can actually see top to bottom the entire road now, which I never have seen before.
That's why it's called the
so
snake,
weird
yeah.
coming up the snake, and normally you're around the trees, you're coming around that tight hairpin, you're coming, but now it's like you can see everything. Bicyclists love it, of course, because you can see everyone who's riding.
Wow.
But it's just it's a different road. I mean, it's sad. I mean, but that's.
I was shocked when I went because I hadn't really been up there before, and there's a part up by Encinal Canyon where the fire burned right to PCH.
Yeah.
Like it got all the way to the beach. I was like, whoa, I didn't realize it came that far down.
It's so
fucking
wild.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when it's real. I mean, the you've seen the videos where like the people are driving through.
Oh my
and
God.
it's pitch black.
Yeah.
like we drove through those areas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine it being like that.
Just from like burning and black.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's-
to the point where I feel like, man, it's so close. Like it's got to be like so little oxygen in the air.
Yeah.
For even the cars to be able to run.
Yeah.
because everything is burning.
Right. That's
Yeah.
true.
That's crazy.
It was very sad, but this is really fucking cool, dude.
It is.
Yeah, no, I'm so stoked that you guys were down for this project.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was worth getting up at 5 a.m. for sure. I'm glad the car behaved itself. It really could have gone either way.
Yeah.
I'll get that fucking thing sorted sooner or later.
Well, I can't wait for you to see the video we put together because, you mentioned the whole Cindy Crawford thing. And
Oh,
everything,
yeah.
So, like, it was really cool to hear the backstory of this car
Yeah.
and your ownership with it,
Did you
Yeah.
look up, Zach, real quick? Just Google Harper's Bazaar Cindy Crawford Lamborghini because that's what she redid the shoot for. I bet we could air it without getting.
There's a good shot, a paparazzi shot of you mentioning, how she was filling up the gas on the wrong side.
Yeah.
They got that. Like, it wasn't published or something, but someone from the outside was shooting it.
Is
So
it?
good.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, there's at the top. Go to images. See those two. That's my car with Cindy.
Wow.
And then there's one of her attempting to put gas in it on the wrong side of the car,
The best.
which is very funny. It's her like pretending to, I don't know if she's wrenching
She's
or
fixing
something
it. She's
there.
just her feet's fixing it.
Right. Yeah.
And then the next second row there on the right there. There's her leaning at the gas station.
Oh yeah, it's the next shot. Look, click on the next shot.
Yeah, see that's her. That's her putting gas into the air intake.
Maybe that's why it doesn't run.
That's not as bad as the Tesla one,
The Tesla
right?
one, I almost think that's not real.
This was real.
I know it is. The woman real confused about where to put gas in the Tesla is that's just sad.
That's like when you go to the Shell station, you look at the little Porsche 911 on there.
I know,
and
right?
it says the fuel goes in the back, and then it goes to the engine in the front.
That drives me nuts.
And I'm like, guys, come on.
Yeah, you seen that one? There's a is it Mobile or something?
Chevron, I
think.
Their actual little icon of like put gas is a 911, and they're showing to put gas in the back and not in the fucking.
And it goes and it shows the gas going to the engine in the front.
Oh,
but it's like, hey guys,
like everything backwards.
Someone got it backwards, right? I guess Porsche's really the one that got it backwards. They're doing it all the wrong way. But
Speaking of which, Larry, tell me about your show, Autofocus, which people can watch at the Hoonigan bonus channel, right?
Yeah, so that's actually on the main channel.
Oh, okay. How do I fucking keep up with what's on what?
So they're starting with new channels too because it's just too much content, which
Right.
is a good thing, you know. And there's such an appetite for this content, so now they're starting a build channel, which is all build shows.
Okay.
wow.
So Autofocus is a little more polished version of my normal daily content that I put on the bonus channel. Mm-hmm. The bonus channel is just of me shooting things or whatever I'm doing. You know, I just happen to roll at the same time.
It's just your life.
Yes, pretty much. And and some, you know, get, as you know, some get more views than others just because whatever, some people are more interested in certain things versus whatever.
Well, the metal drives it always, right? You know.
Yeah.
I have fans, but like if I do something they don't find interesting, like they ain't watching that shit.
Yeah.
So, even if I find it very interesting.
But Autofocus was the first time it was an actual curated thing where we actually went out and did a trip for the show.
Budgets are awesome.
Yeah, so it is. We
Need some
had
of that
really
Ken
good
Block
partners.
money.
Yeah, we partnered up with really good people, Yokohama Tire, KW Suspension, and Mother's Polish, and they were totally down to have us just do the show this first season in Germany. We just spent 10 days in Germany and just went to all the coolest shops and did all the coolest things. I mean,
How many episodes did you shoot in 10 days?
so in 10 days we shot 6 episodes.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
pretty efficient.
And plus, on top of that, we got a lot of bonus content, which we're still releasing out. Just normal car features here and there that we saw along the way, you know, that just didn't fit into the main show.
Yeah.
So
I saw you got to visit Alloy and Estonia.
Oh yeah.
The roofs.
so cool.
They are the best.
They are so nice.
They are.
I mean,
awesome.
It's crazy because Alos and Estonia was making fun of Alos the whole. You know, he was born on that premise, that whole area.
Yeah.
He was born like next door.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like he got very far, but that whole area is just their area. You know, it's so cool that it's still.
It's in the family. It's special.
Yeah, it's a family
it's
business.
Core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do everything. They do
Right.
the smallest jobs to the biggest jobs, which is so cool.
Yeah, they literally will do oil changes.
Yeah.
Like
because they have a normal dealership.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, that you can get anything serviced there.
Mm-hmm.
And they do full-on restorations too.
And they build the CTR.
Right,
is
which
nuts.
the CTR2, best car. So
that
much fun
one,
to
the
drive.
993.
You know, yes.
The
and
silver one?
The reason why is because it's like a muscle car. It's so cool. Like it has so much feeling and
It's very visceral.
it's visceral. I'm sure it's not that fast compared to the newer ones,
Right.
you know, but
I can't believe you got to drive the.
it's so cool.
I drove a BTR, which was a narrow body 993 with one big turbo on it, and it had crazy turbo lag, like a 930 from the 70s.
That's why it's fun.
Yeah, it was weird as hell. It was just, it was so clearly. I mean, it was obvious. It felt like a factory built car from a quality perspective.
Right.
But it was like Porsche would never sell something like that.
That power
It was
band
just
would never be
weird.
OEM.
Yeah,
But
it was weird.
It asks something from you, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's the difference where the car doesn't do everything on its own.
Yeah.
Like, you know, drive an R35 GTR and it's like playing a video game.
Yeah.
Where you do something like this, it's actually not right, but that's actually the enjoyable part of it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the aspect of knowing where that power band is, getting to know the car, learning the car, feeling confident with the car, it creates like a bond and a relationship there.
Yeah, I think it would have made more sense on the Autobahn. I drove it in a canyon where it was like, you gotta wind the shit out of this to get anything. But I'm like, it would have been a missile on the highway.
But
Yeah.
that makes sense, right? Like because they have the Autobahn, they can build these cars.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you can actually use them to go
Yeah.
over 300 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, there's people that like do that every day.
Yeah.
Like on their way to work.
Yeah.
But I mean, the quality is the thing that really blew my mind. that we love modified cars. You know, we love tinkering with our cars. We can't leave them alone. But no matter what, it's never going to be up to that quality of OEM, like what they achieve.
Yeah.
You know, something's always going to be rattling or something's always going to wear out, whatever. When I drive their cars, it's like quiet and nothing rattles. And even to the point where when we were driving the new CTR, we created some kind of noise or whatever, and Alas was so excited because he couldn't recreate that noise, and he was like so stoked on that he could chase it down and fix it. You know, it's just one of those little things.
A rattle?
Like you broke something, or
I mean, we're the Hoonigans. Come on, what do you expect?
Literally, like I'd be like dropping a penny under the seat and be like, "Find this motherfucker."
Good luck.
Anytime I've ever complained about a rattle in my car, the dealer's been like, take all the change out of the car.
Yeah.
Like, go through, find all the change under the seats. Like, it's probably that.
And the whole time we're thinking, like, have they ever seen any of our videos? Like, we jump things and we break things, you know?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
We try to be professional, of course, when we're going to these things. But, I mean, like, a little bit of it comes out, you know?
Yeah, no. The temptation is there to be a complete child.
Yeah.
But I think
Where else did... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, that's what I love about autofocus. I think too is it is definitely a different side there than what is typical of what you expect, you know, from Hoonigan. So I think that it's cool, right? There's Hoonigan's becoming so dynamic in what's there, the people that are there, the history between all the different individuals. I mean, it's really becoming a really cool collective now of almost just all different types of people that are sharing all different types of passions for different types of automobiles. It's actually pretty. It's cool. I love it.
You can't have 30 dirt bags.
No.
You can have like 14 dirt bags, but then you need some other people to do some other things.
Some balance, right?
Yeah. Other than Roof, what were some of your German highlights?
So we had a chance to shoot so many cars, but like we went to the Nürburgring, which was super fun. We visited JP Performance.
I had never heard of that place until I started seeing on your Instagram. What's that place about?
So he is the biggest German car influencer, and he has the biggest German car YouTube channel. So he just wanted to create a destination for people just to visit as a car enthusiast.
Oh my God, he must have so much money.
Well, his cars,
build his own car museum.
His cars are amazing.
No, it's not even that. It's the craziest thing. It's a burger restaurant, and there's a dyno room inside of the restaurant. So they're dynoing cars.
Awesome.
Like
so,
legit.
yes, he does have so much money.
Yeah,
but I remember
that sounds like an even bigger throwaway of money. Okay.
But he started.
You're like having a burger, and it's like, like
you don't like that, Matt?
I love it.
I like it. I'm glad it's someone else's money.
Yeah.
He started just with this shop, you know. So he just tuned cars, whatever. He created content on YouTube and all that. He does a lot of stuff for OEMs, actually, consulting, whatever. But he expanded across the street, bought this huge building, and did this burger restaurant and this destination. The point is that you can come anywhere around Germany. You can come visit. You can eat. You can shop. Whatever, you could just watch cars getting dynoed. You could just do a parking lot meet.
You could just have a meet there?
Yeah, you could have a meet there outside of his parking lot. And what's even crazier is there's a gas station across the street. He's going to buy that too. So he's going to have like this whole block.
Wow.
And it's just going to be all car related stuff.
Maybe he's thinking what I'm thinking, which is get your money off the internet and buy land.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Hey, you're making a destination here too, though.
But not really. My place is only going to be for the members. I don't actually have any parking, believe it or not. So I couldn't. It would be awesome if I could have a place where I could have like meets. And I've talked to Scotto about partnering on some kind of industrial thing down in Torrance or whatever. But like here, the land is so valuable that I can't have a parking lot.
But that's why you're doing this, because nobody has land, right? So I mean, you're almost being defeated by the thing that you're actually trying to.
Ironically,
it's insane.
Yeah,
it is.
But that, I mean, good for this dude. That sounds pretty fucking gangster to me.
It's very cool.
It's super cool.
That red R34 Skyline seemed legit.
He has a lot of really cool cars.
Yeah,
and a lot of cool historical stuff that he plays around with, kind of, paying homage to and stuff. It's
how are the burgers?
Cool.
They're actually really, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Good
legit.
for
They're
him.
really, really good.
Wow.
If he's got a good burger in Germany, that's he's already way ahead of everybody
There you go.
else.
He did his research too. He came here and he tried out as many burger places as he
really?
could, according to him.
Yeah.
And he tried to, make something that's good over there.
Good for him.
So
Yeah.
cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Oh, wow. Is that the restaurant?
Yeah, that's the
Fucking
restaurant.
hell. Not
Yeah.
bad.
That's
Looks
awesome.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah. That looks
The
expensive.
culture there in Germany, though, would eat that up. I feel like here in the U.S., so many different things you could do, like in Japan or Europe or different things where they love Americana, they love that vibe, like diner type
Yeah.
stuff, really cool things.
So
Americans
that's the
just
dino
won't.
room
They won't eat it up.
right there with
Oh,
a
it's
Corvette.
a really nice dino room.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's really nice. I mean, to the point where
Very clean.
They
Clinical.
know how much they can push it before they suck all the air out of that room. They have to like let fresh air
Whoa.
in.
That's
to do,
very
to
funny.
do polls. It's super cool.
That's awesome.
Just everything about it, the design and just everything. Even going into the bathroom,
Right.
The faucets were just huge turbos. And you
That's
turn
cool.
You turn on the water, and the water just comes
Comes out of the turbo?
So
Yeah,
cool.
comes out of the turbo.
That's a good one. I like that. I like that a lot. This reminds me of the shop in Seattle. You've been
Yes.
up there. It kind of reminds me of that as sort of a destination sort of place. They have a restaurant and a bar, and they also store cars, and you can also work on your cars. And the shop's a cool place. I wish that it was possible to have a place like that in LA. It is not.
Yeah, it's crazy that we don't. And this is like the center.
It's just you could never make any money. I mean, the real estate. I don't know what the hell it would cost to build a 60,000 square foot building where you could have mechanical work and a restaurant open to the public in the same building. Like, I don't know what that would cost, but I assure you, I cannot afford it.
Well, even once you afford it, can you make the money back, right?
Yeah, I don't
that's-
know. I mean, I don't know how that happens.
Also in SoCal, something's happening every 20 minutes in some different place that's pulling your attention.
It's very fragmented.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It's so hard to throw something even in SoCal because and even more so. I'm gonna sleep in today. I'll go to the one next weekend. We're not like rushed. We're so lackadaisical in SoCal where like you're in the Pacific Northwest or you're somewhere on the East Coast.
So you got a short
spring
season.
hits, you are on fire. You've been working all winter on your car. You're pumped. Everything's ready. Californians, we're not as bad as Hawaii, but man, it's just insane, right? Everybody's like, I'll finish my car. There's always tomorrow. There's always
Yeah.
the next show. I'll
Yeah.
get it. Whatever.
We can do
there's
anything anytime.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
we
doesn't
did
matter,
that
right?
whole shoot, 2 days before Christmas?
right.
Yeah.
There's no, you could throw a car show whenever, I mean, so yeah, it's a totally different vibe. We're just always, we can put things off. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do this, where there's never, over on the East Coast, Pacific Northwest, there's a definitive amount of time to do those things.
Yeah.
And the reason those places also work is during winter, your car's stored there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Right?
and
And
the
you can
population
go-
has fewer places to go
You
to.
can go
Like,
see
yeah.
it. You can
you
go
have
enjoy
Seattle,
it.
and
Yeah.
that's kind of it for Washington. I'm sure I'm gonna get flamed for that, but like I've been to Spokane. It's small.
It's cool, but it's
it's
small.
cool, but it's small.
No,
but like,
even in
Seattle, it's got
Seattle-
more draw.
Yeah, and they're in the industrial part of
Right.
Seattle, which is south. But like the industrial part of Seattle, south of the city, is not as far as like Torrance is from Venice.
No.
Or, you know what I mean, or from downtown.
Right.
I drove there. The Cadillac,
Yeah.
when they launched their XT4, the hotel was right by the water, and the launch party dinner thing was in the industrial district.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
it was
cool.
like
Not
a 15-minute drive.
Yeah, it's not far.
on a
Well,
moving highway.
If it's cold and snowing, you don't have anything to do. What are you going to do? Go to the rad place where your car is and have like a glass of scotch and
Yeah.
a cigar and just kick back and talk with the guys that are there as well, right? I mean, if there's
I had no car there, and that's
but
what I did.
There you go. See,
Straight to the
for
shop
us, it's
and drank.
definitely a different vibe, right? But I also think the same thing in other areas, rural areas. It's a totally different world too. Whether you're in Arizona or something. I know, Eli just put up that auto, which is cool. It looks beautiful. It's amazing.
It does, and his goal, we were in the same Bloomberg article. Hannah Elliott wrote a great story about it, and our missions are so different.
Right.
I'm like, there's no space here, so I built some, and it's going to be full of people who need space.
Right.
His is all, what sucks about cars and coffee? It's outside.
Right.
Because Arizona is air conditioning is its main mascot.
That's where you live, right?
Yeah.
I love Eli, but all I'm thinking about is air conditioning a 55,000
That is
square
heavy.
foot building in fucking
goodness.
Scottsdale. Like, oh Jesus,
you
no.
need Yeti to build the building for you.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yes, it's a beautiful building though.
Oh, it is beautiful.
So crazy.
I don't even want to know what that AC bill is going to
Yeah.
be. God damn, dude. Larry, tell me about the Judd V8 hill climb BMW thing you featured. That E36.
Yeah, so that they're actually restoring that
At JP?
Yeah, no, this is actually at KW.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Klaus at KW owns this car now, and he was a good friend.
Jorg Plaza.
Yeah, of Plaza, and after he passed away, he acquired this car, and now they're going to restore it, and they're actually going to use it. And
so it's an E36 M3, sort of, right? Is it a tube frame car, or is there an E36 under there?
It actually is still a BMW. Most of it.
There is. I mean, it is tube frame in certain parts, just because of how gnarly it is.
It's got to be the gnarliest.
But it's. I mean, it's this thing right here. Did you watch it at? This was the fastest petrol powered car at Goodwood. The fastest this year. Did you watch it run at Goodwood?
No, I did not.
But now I want to.
Insane.
Oh my god!
Outside of every electric car, an E36 with a Judd V8 is pulling it. So Jorg was.
What's the V8? Is the V8 from another car, or is it built just for this?
I think they use that motor for all types of racing.
Yeah.
But this one. It revs up to 12,000 RPM. It's so crazy.
But that's incredible. It was the fastest car, and the chassis is 30 years old. I mean, it's a race chassis and all that stuff, but still,
it just goes
you
to
think
show
something could have caught up, literally, figuratively,
right?
Yeah,
I mean, engineering, and that's where Jorg raced. I think he raced 1 Series. He also raced Mercedes. You've seen the Mercedes Judd V8 Mercedes 190. It looks like a Class 2.
I have not seen
DTM
it.
car that he built.
Find that.
There's so many different cool cars that they've done. They just did a C-Class CLK.
The crazy thing is even everything on this car is special.
That looks fucking hot.
Including the tires. The tires, Avon, I think they make a special set just for that car. And then,
sure, that's affordably priced.
Yeah. And then so the KW guys called them to basically order another set, and they're like, "Oh wait, you have this car. That's why you're ordering these tires." You know, so it's it only exists on this car.
Is that looks like KW's facility at the Nürburgring?
No, this is actually at their facility.
Right.
Yeah. Where's KW based?
Isn't it
Fichtenberg?
Fichtenberg. That's what it is. Yeah, Fichtenberg. Yeah.
It's a small town.
Ooh, that Renault Alpine. Yes.
Yeah, but it was super cool to see their facility too. You know, you don't make it till you order it. It's like Jack in the Box with coilovers.
Every single set of coilovers is made to order?
Yes.
I did not know that.
And they have a counter of how many they've made that day, just going off.
How many do they make in a day?
When I was there, they made 600 or so.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
But it wasn't even their capacity.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they can make so many more, but it's so cool how custom every single set is.
I was super happy with my KW DDC coilovers on my Focus RS.
There you go.
Now the new owners
very happy with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but the same thing with the Lewis roof. Same thing. Klaus started on this same exact property. 25 years ago?
Yeah, he lives on the property.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He has a really nice house on the grounds, which is just so cool.
That's kind of
you walk out,
nice
and
little
then,
commute.
Yeah.
What's that Lightspeed 911 about?
Yeah, so a lot of people are saying, oh, Singer copy. No, actually, Lightspeed was first.
I've not heard of them. What's their deal?
So
is that the same ethos?
It's kind of the same thing, but the guy just does it his way, and it's super cool to kind of just see everyone's different take on backdating 964s. There's
a video fail on your website there. Is there does the car look, in this very small picture I'm looking at, it resembles a car that Singer could have built. What is their sort of ethos? Weight reduction? Is that what Lightspeed is about?
Weight reduction and also usability. Mm-hmm. They go out of their way to do the craziest things to have actual bucket seats that are functional.
Yeah.
They actually take bucket seats and they cut them in half and they build these crazy hinges and
to make a reclining bucket.
Reclining bucket.
That's kind of
neat. It's just the little things that really make it even just the leather. They laser engrave it to make different patterns.
I like this blue car. It's sort of an cool R Grupa style. I don't know about that lower front bumper. That's a little different.
Well, I'm sure there's radiator. I'm sure
there's
that they have
some
stuff
reason
behind
for that.
There that needs
Is there
airflow.
Is there a gallery, Zach?
Not radiator. Oil coolers.
Looks good from the back. Go down there.
Ducktail spoiler's always so good.
Yeah, the interior sort of resembles what Singer might do.
Yeah, it's super high end.
Oh, look at that
good
shifter
materials.
linkage. Fuck yeah. I like when they raw dog the shifter linkage like that. Actually, they've moved that entire assembly further rearward there.
Is that a
haven't
sequential
they?
box though?
I don't think so. I think
No,
it's
just
more
a
of like a
pivot point?
CAE shifter or one some sort of like.
I like when they take it off the floor and move it back towards the driver, though. That's bitching.
So
It's a great looking little car.
When I first saw these cars, I knew I wanted to photograph one. You know, like same thing with Singer, same thing with RWB and those Liberty Walk. You know, all those things.
Yeah.
Every time I see something that just blows my mind, I know I have to take a shot at it. you know? Do my own thing with this car.
Right.
And luckily, we had a chance to shoot it.
What do they charge for those things? Are they crazy money?
They're expensive. I don't know exactly how much that one was, but I think it was about 300,000 euros.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah.
I've driven one of these cars that would sell on Bring a Trailer for 125, and then I've driven one that someone was trying to retail for 300, and then the Singers and sort of diminishing returns after about 125 or 150 grand. It's really, there's a lot of nuance to some of this stuff that is like the difference between these tiers. That fucking shifter rules.
I'm gonna buy you that shifter for your birthday.
I want that.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Just that by
please.
itself.
With a weight bias knob
Please.
right behind it.
Please get me that shifter for my Safari car. Lee will be like, "You did what? That's not part of my Keen Project Safari ethos."
No, it would look at home. Right?
Lee's very specific about the things that can and cannot be included.
I like that. I like that about him. I like the details in terms of saying like, this is what the package comes with. I mean, there has to be, or else people just.
Well, because I asked him,
the
only thing about my car I don't like is the mirrors. They're those shaved, tight rally mirrors.
Right, yeah.
And they're meant for fucking sailing the car through the woods at 100 miles an hour.
Yep.
And I go, Lee, when I drove his car, I go, I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Can I leave my stock mirrors and you'll build me the desert one that doesn't need the tightness? And he goes, no, they're part of the package. You're getting the mirrors. I go, but I can't see. And he goes,
I love it.
They come with the package. If you want the car, we're doing the mirrors. I'm like, all right, fine. And
But how awesome is that? How awesome is that? That even he didn't care. He doesn't care
it's
about
awesome
anything.
for him. It sucks for me. I'm the guy who can't parallel park now. You know what we did?
You just drive over the curb.
You know what I did is I got those convex, the stick-on convex.
Those are great.
I put those on,
Oh,
so I
man.
could see.
It is. That's
You
smart.
got that at a truck stop
That's
or something?
smart.
Yeah, and we put them on so I could see.
Ford puts like the double stacker mirror on so many of their cars with the convex. I love it.
Yeah.
It's
you
so
need
easy
that.
to park. It's great.
You
Yeah.
need like that spherical type
Yes.
look, so basically you can see what's outside of it. A lot of the cup mirrors that came on a lot of the European cars for like Opt and Oettinger, a lot of the older Euro type companies doing Audi, Volkswagen stuff, they would use spherical mirrors and stuff. Even actually factory VW, you could actually order.
The convex mirror option.
Because people want to be able to see their blind spots and such. Cup mirrors, same thing. I love them. You can't see anything. Well, I have Vitelloni mirrors on my SC, and it's like, oh, good luck.
What's a Vitelloni mirror?
Vitelloni mirrors, it's like a little Italian kind of like rally mirror type vibe.
Probably same what I have. Yeah,
Similar.
Can't see.
Can't see.
But you can't see anything.
You just can't see.
That's the whole JDM thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, put
I
fender
wanted
mirrors,
those. Yeah, I
fender
wanted
mirrors
those.
on your 240Z." I'm like, I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to be.
Yeah.
I actually have real BRE race mirors.
Yeah.
On my Z, I'm like, I can actually see.
I wanted to put those pontoon mirrors on the Fox body. I thought that would be cool, like a cool juxtaposition of the JDM. And then I got in a guy's car that had them a 240Z, and I go, those are fucking worthless. You can't do anything
exactly.
with those.
It's just physics. I
Yeah.
mean, think about it. Look how far.
Look
the
how
thing
far
is
away
fired.
it is. It's like, could you shave with a mirror that's like 10 feet
You
away?
need a
No.
pirate's telescope where the mirror was to see the mirror.
Right. Exactly.
Plus, I don't know. I think that like the JDM mirror is cool for a moment, and then I look at like the body line of the car. Like I don't even like pop-up headlights because I feel like they ruin the smooth shapes. Like on your 240, which has a beautiful profile, it's just like this weird blemish in the middle of it.
Yeah, no, I can't do that.
How is that 240? Aren't you rebuilding it or doing something crazy with it?
They got they put primer on today on the body. I was
Yeah.
there and I was all lightheaded because I was in the paint booth without a mask.
So you were
look at
stoked.
that. There we go. Are you doing a color change or just a?
no, I'm doing orange still, but they're actually doing orange primer, which I've never seen before, which is pretty cool. So that way, if it gets chipped, underneath the primer is the same color.
It's great.
Wow.
Is that a new process? I've not
I
seen
guess
that
so.
before.
I don't know.
Not like Ford, who used yellow for all of their cars for so many years. Any bump and it's like everything just shines through.
you do that?
Like, that was dumb.
It looks like someone drew in your car in chalk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the guys at Bells and Vons, they're in Pasadena. They normally do Ferraris and a lot of high end cars. That's them.
Look at that,
That's this
orange
morning.
primer.
I was in the
Wow.
paint booth. Yeah, so everyone's like, "Oh, how stupid are you to paint a car that's bare metal?" You know, I'm like, "Listen, guys, just calm down, guys."
The internet.
Internet,
The internet
exactly,
knows
right?
everything, Larry.
They're doing 8 coats of primer. So 4 coats first, then they're gonna block and
8
sand.
coats of primer.
Yeah, and then they're
Wow.
gonna do
That's a
4 more
lot.
coats, and then they're gonna block and sand again. So it gives them
gonna look
some
amazing.
leeway.
I know Larry
So you'd be
Chen's
able to,
getting the
like-
treatment. This is Larry Chen. Remember that, you know?
We'd be able to wet
we're getting
sand
the full.
fuck out of it. He's shooting it at 100 megapixels. It better look good.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
You should have seen the factory paint on this. Zach and I just tested a Jeep Grand Cherokee, brand new one. Nice car. Did a lot of things right, but holy orange peel.
Wow,
Oh.
really?
Oh.
Yeah, but see, from an orange peel standpoint, most people, they can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
And guess what? It doesn't chip as much. It doesn't like, so.
It was brutal.
That's what I
Right.
said because I
Yeah.
thought about this. Because my reply to Matt was we had an S Class on drive this year that had orange peel also, but I didn't want it to sound like I'm excusing orange peel.
No.
Like the Jeep shouldn't have it, and the Mercedes shouldn't have it either.
Mercedes really shouldn't
Like
have
I'm
it.
wondering,
They pride themselves
are
in their
cars
paint
just making
quality.
paint
Well-
cheaper and cheaper because they can?
cheaper as well as, when you have high points and low points like that, you're not going to get the rock chips that you'll get off of like a piece of glass, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's more likely to chip when you have an even surface across everything as opposed to something that's high and low. So you're going to get
Do
a
you
car.
think because this was on the front
Yeah.
of the bumper and the
Yep.
and the hood? Do you think that could have been intentional?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. I totally think it's intentional because that's the way it works. I mean, you can still polish it out. I'm sure you can
I think
if you
it's
wanted to, but it's going to last longer.
I think it's a new thing where
Whoa.
it's more rubber in the paint.
Maybe.
Which makes it just a little more durable.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes
There
sense.
you go. I'll fuck with that. What are you doing? Are you doing anything different powertrain wise for that car? Or is it mechanically staying where it was?
Mechanically, it's already pretty good. It's SR20. A lot of people don't like that, but
Why? Because you changed the number of cylinders?
yeah, that. Yeah, a lot of
Whatever.
people say, "Oh, why didn't you do RB?" Thing is, I wanted to keep it lightweight. It's
Yeah.
2100 or 2150.
Ooh.
Wet.
I mean, if you can take some weight out of the nose in
Yeah.
that car, you really lighten up the steering too. I mean, you already did is the point.
That already, and it's double the horsepower of stock. Like, what more do you want? It's already scary to drive.
Yeah.
You want
I drove
to
over the
triple it?
2J and it was fucking scary. Really
That
scary.
doesn't sound. Yeah, we've got one of the guys at Mountain has a Nissan hardbody with an RB in it. And looks completely stock outside of being lowered with a small intercooler in the front. And it's, I don't know, it sounds like the scariest thing in the world. Single cab hardbody short bed with an RB in it.
Sounds like
Good
a
luck.
death trap.
It's a tin can.
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
You know,
need to
like
die.
how much more power do you want?
No,
But also,
you're
as car guys, that's awesome.
good. More is always good. But like, I understand.
Yeah.
Old me is like less power, smaller wheels. That's where old me is at.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
there.
I'm with you.
I'm
2,100 pounds and 300 and something horsepower is a lot.
Yeah,
That's
it
fucking
is.
fat.
That's a
It is a
good.
lot.
That's a good combo.
Yeah.
Has it been a reliable engine? Did you do like an overbuilt, understressed SR? Or?
Oh yeah. Well, so that was actually pulled out of an old Formula Drift car. Yeah, that was making.
So in terms of
Really?
understressed,
yeah, that was out making almost 400 horsepower.
It's
Yeah.
good to be
Wheels.
Larry.
And then, so I'm running on 91. It's detuned, so it's running 300 horsepower now.
But
which
it's
is
great.
It's built internals and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
Oh,
built.
so you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm running 100 right now just to be safe or whatever, but
Yeah.
it runs cool and it's reliable. And I've put about 12,000 miles on it since
Oh,
the
yeah.
swap.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. And it has AC now and it has a sound system, all that. Oh, we have the same radio. M5.
Oh, the 508.
Yeah,
Isn't that
508,
great?
yeah.
I
It's a
love
marine
my
radio.
508. Yeah, it's for boats.
It's so good.
Yeah, the Clarion I have in my 911. They gave me the original version,
Right.
and I go, hey guys, why doesn't the Bluetooth? I go, Bluetooth music works, but why doesn't Bluetooth calling work? And they go, oh, we never thought anyone would connect to Bluetooth in their boat to make a call. And they go, oh, hang on, we're going to revise this and send you an updated one. And they added Bluetooth calling because originally this was not ever designed to be put in a car.
That's the craziest thing. So when I was originally looking for radios, I went on Clarion's website and I looked for the most simple radio, and they only had radios that I liked for tractors. Or like forklifts. Simple. So, but then they're like, oh, check this out. We got this marine one. I'm like, why wouldn't you just put that on the automotive side? Because everyone would want this radio.
It's so simple. You got a USB, you got an aux cable, it has Bluetooth, and it's a nice black.
And it doesn't look like
knob.
a 90s disco.
No, I agree. This
that.
is the first aftermarket stereo I've seen that I would put in my car because everything's a doubled-in super screen now.
Pull the picture over, Zach. It's $189. It works with any of their amps and any of their speakers. It sounds great. It's simple. And in the dash of my 911, it looks like, if not factory, it looks pretty close.
It looks period, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of what you're looking for. And I think that I like it. I dig it.
It's a nice radio. It doesn't look disco-y. It just fucking gets the job done. It's great. And it's got a USB port in it. I love it.
So I have that for my Z and my R32. Yeah.
When did you get an R32?
We had this conversation a long time ago. Remember?
We?
It was going through legislation and everything.
Oh, you're doing bar.
Yeah.
So is Sean doing all that stuff?
Yep. So I took delivery of it a couple months ago, and I've had it since Formula Drift Irwindale, and it's been nice to drive a right-hand
Do you love it?
car. Oh, it's so much fun. It's so cool.
So good.
It's so good. I can't believe you got rid of yours. Oh, you got a good offer.
I got a good offer, and I got and the gentleman Justin, who I sold it to, he wants to sell it now. So I've considered buying it back, but I'm not going to pay him what he wants to sell it for.
They've gone up in price then since
they've gone up, and he wants more than he paid me, which is fair. Yeah. I'm not going to criticize. He paid me more than market value at the time.
Right.
The market has gone up, and he wants current market value for it now. So fair.
You just
it's a really nice car.
But as you look back, you're like, no, I bought one of those for cheaper, man. It's not.
Fuck, I think about what I paid Sean for it, and I go, oh, I can't pay Justin this much now.
It sucks.
But they're so nice to drive, though.
I've never driven one.
You haven't?
Oh,
I've never. No,
you gotta drive mine.
You gotta drive one. They drive
we'll have a date.
good.
Yeah.
We'll have a drive date.
We'll have a mandate.
They are really unlike anything else out there. They have their own feel. They have the RB engine is wonderful.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, now I'm
Should we?
interested.
Look at that. The audience has given us some questions. Let's go to those for the last half hour of the show. Wes, we can answer this one quickly. Does Larry still shoot for Speed Hunters? No. Hoonigan, and Super Street, and autofocus on Hoonigan. Mm-hmm. Yes, there we go. Easy. Frazier says, I'm selling my S2000 to get a manual 4-door sports sedan for a daily. Choices so far are a 99 Toyota Chaser.
Wow.
He's from Australia.
Wow.
I drove a Toyota Chaser, and it ruled. It's basically a 4-door Supra. 2005 HSV Club Sport, which is the SS Holden Commodore thing, or a 2003 E55 AMG, or a WRX STI 2004. He's fucking all over the place.
Man, this is a tough one. There's a lot of
big power American, big power rear drive German, potentially big power rear drive Japanese, and an STI.
Rally, right.
Rally.
He's missing an Evo.
He's missing the Evo there. Yeah. Do they have those in Australia? Yeah, they do, right? Yeah. I mean, look.
I would get the Chaser.
The Chaser is pretty cool.
It'll ride closer to the E55 because of the size, but it won't break as much. In theory.
Yeah. In theory.
Because it's not German.
I mean,
but every time you turn that turn indicator, it's going to feel so much better.
On the E55?
Yeah, it'll break quicker, but
you can use the turn indicator when it's off.
Isn't an 03 a pre-supercharger one?
Oh, I
think that's the NA one.
Oh, the engine might be pretty good, but the rest of it. And doesn't it have the shitty 5-speed automatic?
It's before all the crazy electronics.
It's before the supercharger. Right, it's before they got big power. I would knock the AMG off the list. Not because it's not fast and it's not fun. That's the truth.
I actually might lean more towards the HSV.
That is
I would say either the HSV or the Chaser. You can get the Chaser in manual.
I mean, STI is great, but
STI is whatever.
It's a different. It's not like a. Man, I mean, it's a sports sedan, but it's just a different vibe.
It's a whatever. And in Australia, you could get the 2-door STIs, the better ones, the earlier ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I say get the Chaser.
That's probably even the cheapest, right? The Chaser.
The Chaser? Probably. I don't know about the Australian market. I don't know. Apparently, let's assume that his budget is accurate. I say Chaser. That's what's important. Ren 9 Oku says, top 10 things to do in LA area for car guys, roads and sites. Well, Peterson, Hoonigan Donut Shop.
Yeah.
Boom.
Go to the Snake.
The Snake, Malibu Canyons. Go to Neptune's Net so you can replay your Fast and the Furious fantasies.
Eat before you go.
Yeah.
No, Neptune's Net's good.
I don't like that place.
You don't like
It's
that?
not bad.
Well,
if you want like a,
you want
fried seafood, it's
good for
the
seafood.
basket.
Or go to Bill's, Malibu Kitchen and
There you
Gourmet.
go.
Maybe you
Yeah.
see me and Spike sit on the porch.
go
Malibu
to-
Kitchen and Gourmet.
You can go to race service. They do a lot of events.
Stop by
Yeah.
race service on a Wednesday morning for coffee.
Drive down the pier, Santa Monica Pier, right?
Porsche experience. I do enjoy the Porsche experience.
Porsche Experience Center. Yeah, you could do a little auto crossing down there.
Yeah.
You can go drive up Angeles Crest to Newcomb's Ranch. More.
You could even go by 1552, and we're having a little get together.
If there's a 1552 get together, you can.
We have to do
Come
our
see the
996
showroom.
meet, remember?
We do need to do the 996 meet.
There's the Black Hawk Collection in Oxnard. Is an amazing car museum.
Yeah, I've never been there.
If you like old French Pebble Beach type of cars, that's a good spot to go.
Okay.
Mullen, where is that?
That's Mullen. That is Mullen.
Black
Yeah.
Hawk.
Black Hawk is Mullen.
Oh.
Same thing. Yeah. There's some shit.
There's
And-
a lot. There's. I mean, it's hard.
And there's a
million
Cars and
different
Coffee and stuff like every weekend. So.
things. Yep.
Thank you. Jacob says, question for Larry. The 7D or the D500?
I don't even know what the D500 is,
Is
but
the D500 a Nikon?
I think
I
so.
think a D500 is a Nikon.
I've never used the D500, but I've used the 7D, and it's great.
Are you Canon for life? Or just...
No, I shoot with everything, honestly. I'll shoot with everything, but Canon's the only one that's really reached out to me to work with me, so... Yeah.
We're Canon.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
Canon family
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
We basically, because we got the Canon lens package, and then you're kind of committed. But also Sony A7's dope. A7S was nice. Martin says, what vehicle looks the best in photos but bad in real life, and vice versa?
All black cars.
Anything in
No,
black?
no,
anything in black or white?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to... Maybe that's the opposite, right? It looks better in person and then bad in photos. But it's tough. Some cars just don't sit right, especially some cars... You can hide things with photos.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I've shot cars even without brake calipers or rotors. You know, there's so many things you can hide with photos that now that I'm doing more video, I'm like, man, I can't hide this. you know?
Yeah.
Broken
So,
fog lights,
yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
It's just it's easy.
I think the McLaren Senna looks better in real life than it does in pictures.
Yeah, I can't stand the thing.
I think
in
it looks
pictures.
really, really wonky in pictures.
Looks like the Homer,
it kind of does.
So
Cars that look better in real life than pictures, the Lamborghini Urus actually does look a little better.
Really?
Yeah, it looks a little, because in pictures it accentuates that they've attempted to take the Lamborghini design language and apply it to a crossover.
Right.
And you go, well, that doesn't work at all.
the stealth bomber that's not stealth.
Right. And in the right color, specifically gray or black.
Okay, yeah.
In person, you realize that how wide it is. It's really wide, and even though it's tall because it's a crossover, like the proportions of it are better in person.
Cool.
Yeah, so I would throw that in there. Okay. Crawl Wheel Drive says, what driving roads do you recommend checking out in Washington State? I have no fucking clue. What
Didn't someone ask us that when Spike was on here? It was the same thing. It was like,
I have
we don't
absolutely
live there.
no idea. I don't know.
We did. We answered that someone was also going to Washington State and asked this exact question, and our answer was Google Maps.
Google Maps.
Pick something curvy,
Find something squiggly.
and do that.
I don't
'Cause there's a
know
lot
the
of
names
forest,
of anything.
National forest roads with squiggly lines.
Was Independence Pass, is that in Washington or Colorado? That's Colorado, right?
That's Colorado.
That's Colorado. What are those roads like? I went on the fucking F-type launch.
And
if you drive south
Good.
into the national park, south out of Seattle into the national park, there's a big national park with big mountains and an amazing road that goes through there, and I don't have the first clue what it's called. sorry, I can't help you.
Well, this guy lives. Never mind. I'm just gonna.
I don't know.
I get wound up.
If someone go to the regular
He
comments,
lives there.
Someone who lives there.
Ask your neighbor.
He does. He's in the SeaTac area.
Oh my God, he lives there?
Maybe he's
Don't
just
ask
visiting,
the guy
but-
from California. Jesus Christ. I hope he's just visiting and
Hope
he
he
just
is
didn't
too.
have the words. Sorry. Miguel says that you talk a lot about the fires in SoCal, but were any of us affected by the fires up north?
Directly, no, but of course affected. Yeah, I mean,
It was bad.
that was rough, and I don't, like we said, I don't think we have any specific plans on a specific charity right now. It's something we're going to discuss, but as things progress, I don't know. I don't see us cutting out anything that's in NorCal. I think this is specifically just the fires that happened recently, and whatever can go towards the people affected by that. So.
Yeah. I mean, for us, this is just what we do.
Yeah.
You know? This is what we're good at. So we'll do this versus we don't have that much money to give or whatever,
No, I'm not a firefighter. I'm not all
Yeah.
these different stuff. But if we can use the things that we have to give back, like I'm all about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we weren't personally affected by the fires up north either, although, the imagery and the stories are fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And so, we, with our T-shirt that we did, California Fire Foundation got the money, and that's all of California, so presumably some of that was used for resources up north. But thank God no one that I know was personally affected by it.
Right.
Ski Bum 291 says, Zach, will we see another drift video soon?
Yeah, I'll shoot. Short answer, yes. I need to I wanted to just go have fun this time, but maybe next time I go, I'll actually make a video.
So you can't always turn all your fun things into work.
I just didn't
sometimes
wanna-
they need
yeah.
to be fun things. The having to bring cameras along and film things ruins 90% of the fun
Yes.
of anything you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just from experience.
Totally, 100%.
That's why you have to hire a photographer, Larry, to come along and just take care of everything
Totally.
for you.
Photo question. KB Auto says, Larry, what is your opinion on using strobes versus natural light? I've found it hard to stand out if you aren't doing a ton of post processing.
That's a really good question or opinion or whatever. But I use natural light. I'm not going to beat around the bush and say, I like it better or whatever. I don't really do too much strobe stuff because the process is just so much longer.
Yeah.
The way that I shoot, you guys are with me so often when I'm shooting. You see how fast things.
Yeah, of course.
How much time do we have?
Well, it's different. Studio shots are different. I think Harmer does a lot of that, and he's unbelievable.
There's a place for that.
Yeah,
and I cannot even I can't even begin to try to replicate what those guys do. That kind of skill is on a completely different level. And I respect it completely.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's not. I think you guys are on the same level. It's just two different playing fields. I think that's very
Fair
much
enough.
what it is. Yeah.
But you see that, for example, when we were shooting your Lamborghini, I mean, I had 2 minutes maybe. Before the police came,
I was like, Larry, get your shit, hurry up! It's like yelling at him and shit.
I mean, the amount of time it took for me to take the photos is the amount of time the car was there.
Ran down he had 4 cameras on his shoulders, and they're banging around, and he ran down the hill.
Yeah. But the fact that we're doing it is the special thing,
right.
versus if we try to do something like that with strobes or something, it's impossible.
You ever fuck with a ring strobe or any of that kind of stuff, or it's not really?
I have off-camera flashes, and I've used them recently, on shoots, and it just adds a little bit, but that's if we have the time, and if I have the help to pull something off like that. Yeah.
Right.
You are the master of the running gun, though. The stuff you get from Grid Life, is amazing.
I appreciate that.
Even just in the course of stuff you shoot at noon, it still comes out dope somehow. I like your remote shooting from the hood of the car. That's gangster. That works good.
It's so much of it is just continuing to try these things.
Yeah,
right.
I don't take a break the whole day because I only have that much time to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I was impressed. I mean, even when you broke out the film camera for my Mustang shot, those came out awesome. And it's you don't get to shoot all the frames. You really have to
that
be
was a
little
lot
more.
of fun. Yeah,
I got to
was
get
a
you
cool
an 8x10. Do you ever fuck with a large format?
Just have a drape over my head,
Bro,
Yeah.
8x10 is where it's at, man.
So maybe that's for your Porsche. We're gonna shoot it with an 8x10 or
Dude,
something.
you know we'll go down. My friend John Bothwell's got his like 1915 Model T, and we'll go out with the Model T and we'll shoot some 8x10s with where you have to light the gunpowder on fire in the flash.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Hold still for 40 seconds.
Jacob Stuffmeal says, Matt, you and Hannah enjoyed the Lexus on your hiking trip. Would you consider doing an Outback trip in a 79 Series Cruiser here in Australia for a holiday? I'm afraid of spiders. No, I would love to come to Australia. I would like, Hannah and I have Australia, New Zealand as a vacation destination. I don't need to borrow your car though, bro. Thank you very
You
much.
can come down. You can sleep at our house.
Yeah.
We got one bed. We share.
You know where I would go sleep?
Bring your wife.
I would go sleep in the Kiwis cabin. In the dude.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot their
Alex.
fucking name. Alex and Hannah. I would sleep in their cabin. This dude came and filmed with us in New Zealand for 12 hours
Yep.
and didn't put shoes on.
Amazing.
The whole fucking day.
That guy's great.
And then he gave us weed. He rules.
Did you get any Vegemite?
I would do that. Dude, the
We tried it
Vegemite
once.
is gross.
It is disgusting.
Super gross.
I don't get it.
I'll never get it. I
Hey,
don't
do you
get
like
it.
pencil shavings and unflavored Jello? Got you. Just blend that together, put it in a jar called Vegemite. It's so weird.
Thanks, Jacob. If I come to Australia, I'll follow me on Instagram. I'll let you know. I'd like to. Auto Kennel, thank you for your donation.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah, there you go. Alex says, thank you for the content. John, hey, John, thank you for the content. Nathan says, Matt Crooke, mechanical engineer in final semester of college. Are you hiring interns or entry level anytime soon? There you go.
All right. Hey, Nathan. $20 too, right?
Oh, I think that's from Jared. He posted. Sometimes people make a donation to share other people's comments when they cannot afford to donate.
That's the nicest side of the
which
internet.
is the nice side of the internet.
Wow.
I think he took that one over from the free side
He's
for
smart.
Jeremy.
He's smart. Okay. Hey, yes. Yeah, Nathan, shoot us over. Shoot us over stuff. We're always looking for people. We're currently looking for marketing people, admin people, all different people. So
There you go. A lot of people
Hey.
ask us how to get jobs in the car industry. You should email these folks because they have jobs. You hire people.
very much so. And we're actually looking for people. So shoot them over and hey, we'll talk. I think you'll find it to be a lot different. There's a lot of, from the outside, it's much different than on the inside. But in the end, we all enjoy what we do. And there's definitely a tight-knit group of people. And we do have a lot of fun.
All right. Andrew says, thanks for the content, and also he likes the Beeline Classic Roast better than the Roasted Tire. Okay, that's fine. My roast, maybe. I'm glad you bought it. I'm glad you like it. If you like the other one better, buy more of that. I'm good with that. I think the Roasted Tire is delicious, and if you use code TST when you buy it from Beeline Coffee, I'll give you 15% off. It's
right.
fucking good.
I need to try some.
Do you know? Have I not hooked you up?
No.
Okay, I will hook you up.
Let's do it.
I will send you a care package.
Wow.
Courtesy of moi. It's good. We're on. I don't know if Andrew Jackson there has tried the Roasted Tire 3.0, which is what we're on now. It's got the Countach on the bag. If you've tried 1.0, which was the Mustang, 2.0 was the Porsche, 3.0 is the Countach. So if you haven't tried the 3.0, try that one. My favorite username, Taki Inui did nothing wrong. Has 1552 considered making sport bike wheels?
We love. Yes, we have. Right. We've talked to a
Is there
certain
a
amount
market
of people.
for that?
There very much is. Dymag's made a bunch of stuff. There's really cool stuff going on. I think for us in 1552, I don't know. There's got to be something authentic there in terms of what we do, and we're not sport bike guys. I think if we happen to collaborate with somebody super cool building a rad bike that I can get excited about and do something. Yeah, it sounds great, right? But it's got to tell a story in terms of what we do, and we won't do something unless it's authentic. So
it's so weird. On
an interesting
cars,
one.
it's like the wheels are such a noticeable thing on cars, and I feel like at least for me, in a lot of bikes, the specific wheel design disappears into the overall aesthetic. Either it's a spoke or it's kind of just a typical.
Well, especially with bikes too. Remember, you're dealing with like completely different lateral loads. You're dealing with basically. You need the things to be lightweight, right? So, for everything that's there's only a certain amount of designs and aesthetic, details you can do on a wheel that will allow for that. Like, so you'll say, oh, well, I love chunky 5 spokes. You're not going to want a chunky 5 spoke because the bike will be slow as crap. I mean, so there is a lot of engineering that goes into the bike wheels. But I mean, we've talked to a couple of people. My good friend Dave Mucci, he has Mucci Moto, does a lot of cafe racer, does a lot of kind of different track events and stuff with his bikes and everything. So we've talked about it. We've talked about doing some cool things and kind of putting some things together, some forged wheels. But I don't know.
Not a huge market for you guys.
Not a huge market, but we like having fun. So if at some point it becomes fun and it's something we want to do, we'll probably end up doing it. But as
the
of now,
only wheel
fun.
I can think of right now is the Ducati 916 wheel. It's the only image that comes into my head is the 916 wheel with the angled back spokes.
Yeah, I love that.
It's a great wheel.
Yeah.
I think there's one on Bring a Trailer right now. Marcelo, what are your favorite DTM cars?
Great.
Larry?
I'd have to go with like the Mercedes
190.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so good that
Classic design.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just like one of those things where you wouldn't realize that it could be a sporty car. It's a sporty car, but like generally speaking, when you look at this, if it was the stock car, it's like
That one that Zach has a picture of up right now, I saw in that Japanese dude's warehouse.
Wow.
He owns that. Remember that guy?
Mm-hmm.
We went to Japan. We filmed with this guy who had a crazy car collection in the hottest warehouse I've ever been in my life. I was dying, and he owned that car.
Okay, so Evo 1 or Evo 2?
I don't know enough.
Is there a
to
difference
know
in the race
difference.
cars?
Very much so. The Evo 1, that's what I have. So I have a 2.316 valve converted to Evo 1, and then the guys at Mountoon who are ex-Cosworth are going to be building the engine.
Oh.
So it's a cool story. Very fun. I mean,
But I meant as far as
I
the
love it.
racing cars
in terms
go.
of, so it was basically a succession, right? So
Fuck your car, Matt.
Yeah,
About
I
the
know,
racing
right?
Cars.
No.
2.316 valve was like, it was basically a Cosworth, what Senna drove
Yeah.
when they were all out there racing. I mean, everybody drove it, right? I mean, they had the name on the side of the car. So they used the 2.316 valve. That, of course, turned into 2.516 valve. Then, of course, went into Evo 1, Evo 2, and then eventually into Class 2, which wasn't, something that they built a street car for homologation. But if you look through everything, it's transitional, right? I mean, it's the same thing with an E30. They were racing, narrow body E30s. They turned into E30 M3. All of a sudden, they up different things. They're a little wider. Evo 1, Evo 2, higher radiuses, bring the car down. It's all different stuff. But mine is more similar to the Evo 1 because I took a 2.316 valve Cosworth and then added the Evo flares, front spoiler, rear spoiler.
There you go.
It's one of my favorite cars as well. I think if I could get it, the only other car I would love to have is an Alpha 155 DTM car.
Those are cool.
Just
I know
because,
visually the big difference between the two is like the giant wing, but what else did they do
the flares
to the cars?
The flares are completely different. If you look at the flares, they're more like Batwing type flares that go all the way down. The Evo 1's much smaller. Right, and then also this rear has the same bumpers as the Cosworth, so it's a separate front spoiler, where the Evo 2 is a complete bumper.
Gotcha.
And there's little differences where if you can tell an Evo 2 on the rear a real Evo 2 because the trunk button is actually inside the Mercedes emblem as opposed to being outside of it. Just small details. I think the shock towers in the Evo 2 are pushed in 2 millimeters as opposed to the Evo 1 for different things. It's just all geek stuff basically for homologation standards and different details to push the boundaries in racing. But that's what was so cool back then. I think that's what was so exciting in the DTM era of these factory cars that were pushed beyond belief. Basically momentum cars, right? I mean, we're talking not crazy horsepower, but these guys are just bouncing over apexes, just driving whatever they possibly could do to stay at speed because once you slowed down, you couldn't catch up.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is gorgeous, right? I mean, that's the nerdy stuff that.
That's a good color right there, that blue. My pick is for the Volvo 850 wagon, Walkinshaw, because it's a fucking wagon.
Yeah.
It's not the best, not the winningest race car, not as successful, but just look at that.
Yeah.
That's fucking rad, dude.
It is.
I've seen 2 of those in person. There's a guy in Sweden who's got a collection that we checked out, and he's got 2 of these things.
I think there was
front-wheel drive, right?
They are front-wheel drive. Yeah.
There was something about this car, I guess, that basically they tried to race this car. And when they got in there, the only vehicles that were available at the time for the circuit was the wagons. So if you look later, they started racing the saloon, which is basically the 850. But they had to get the wagon, and it was slow, but it ended up creating this crazy excitement in terms of people talking about this Volvo 850 race car, which was just fantastic. I think I love it.
So cool.
The Volvo race cars are always good. The 242 turbo touring car is equally awesome from 12 or 13 years before this. And it's a sexy looking car. Look at that number 44 there.
Yep.
That looks great.
26.
Is that the Nordica livery?
Yeah, Nordica.
Oh, yes.
See?
So this is in the this is in that warehouse where the other cars were.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This guy's got good taste.
This is a very hardcore. This is on the V60 Polestar launch in Sweden. We visited this guy.
Wow. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Alpha 155 though, I think is probably Alpha 155 DTM is probably the most aggressive, most insane looking, DTM car.
That thing.
I mean, just so cool though.
There's a lot of extra body work going on there.
Man.
That looks good.
But look at that. I mean,
that's very nice.
That's what you picture about just the most tough looking sedan out there.
That's very nice. I like that very much.
But there again, I don't want to drive this on the street. Well, I do, right? But for an everyday type car, the Evo 1 you can actually drive.
Yeah.
Can you put nose lift in yours?
Yeah, HLS.
Might be helpful.
Yeah.
Aftermarket nose lift, yeah. All right, thank you, Marcello. Kevin says, have you ever driven a Ferrari 612 Scaglietti? They run about $100,000 now. Are they worth the money? Or just buy a new E63 or Panamera, or buy a used DB. These are totally different. Hang on a second. I drove one once. They drive better than they look. I mean, they drive kind of like soft 599s. They have roughly the same powertrain as a 599. They're longer. They're set up a little softer, and the steering isn't as twitchy. The people who own them, I've talked to some owners. They really like them. I mean, if you can find a manual, the manuals drive pretty good. The one I drove was an F1, which might feel a little older. It's a single clutch gearbox. It's not a dual clutch. Color matters. It's another car that looks better in person than when you photograph it. That silver ain't right. Something's weird.
Interesting.
It's weird. But they drive okay. It's a V12. They're fast. They are reasonably sporty. And they're already depreciated. I mean, this car, a 612 is never going to be $25,000. It's going to be, if it's 100 now and you drive it for 15,000 miles, you're going to sell it for 80. You're not going to sell it for 20.
Right.
So if you buy an E63, it's a lovely car. You are buying into the gnarliest depreciation in the automotive universe.
Yep.
If you buy a Panamera, you're buying
really
into
the
third gnarliest depreciation. A DB11. DB cars go down and stay down.
Yeah, they do. They don't really go anywhere.
They just sold a DB9 on Bring a Trailer for like 40. I mean, they're not,
fantastic car, but you just
It's a nice
know what
car.
you're getting
And the
into.
first year DB11 was before the guy came over from Lotus, and it just handles weird. It's not a good car.
I completely agree. Early DB11s drive wonky. They don't. I'd much rather have a DBS from a couple years ago than a early DB11 for sure. But if you look at the Ferrari and you're not repulsed by how it looks, it drives better than it looks. It drives like a Ferrari GT car. It's like a softer 599, which is kind of cool. You know who's got one and loves it? Sir Mix-a-Lot. Anthony, a.k.a. Sir Mix-a-Lot up in Seattle,
awesome.
does have a 612 and does love it.
I'm into it.
Two more, and then we're out of here. Matt Burrell says, love the content. Thank you. What are some vehicles you'd recommend for under $20,000? Fun, practical, and reliable. I live in Michigan, but I'm willing to buy a set of snow tires. If you can find a leftover Fiesta ST, that's where I always start. I hear that the demos and the leftovers are going for under 20. I would start there.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I mean, new or used? I mean, he didn't really say. So at which point used? I mean, that's a hard one. 20K is actually a pretty good number. You can get a lot of different things.
Yeah. So what would you say?
I don't know. I'd probably say, even like a Mark 7 GTI, personally.
Mark 7 GTI?
Yeah, new GTI. I think it's great. I think it's got like the refined, details in the interior, but it drives great. It's comfortable. Other than that, I'd probably say go get yourself a Focus ST or a Subaru.
Yeah. In Michigan, maybe you can get a lightly used WRX for under 20. What's in the front wheel drive?
You can get a Z06 now, like a first generation.
I love it. I love that you just went to C5 Z06.
Daily driver C5 Z06 in Michigan.
My brother's planning on that C5 Z06.
I mean, honestly, maybe like a Wrangler or something if you're into that kind of thing.
I mean, I guess he said fun practice. I mean, I guess when you get to that point.
What does fun mean? Does fun mean dynamics fun? Let's assume it does.
Daily.
Can you get a Mazda 6 for $120,000?
Probably used market for sure.
Yeah, Mazda 6. Those are pretty fun. Or a
Accord Coupe.
CX-5, Accord Coupe V6. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
They're fast, actually.
They are.
Can be had with a manual. I would start there.
Yeah.
I would start with those things. Thank you, Matt. Thojo says, I would love to see Bosozoku cars in the U.S. Good fucking luck. Can you help?
Some
No.
show up to like the Japanese classic car show.
Someone tried to bring one to Radwood, but they couldn't with the exhaust drive it up the ramp. The
Really?
exhaust was hitting the
That's
ceiling.
amazing.
They were stuck
Wow.
on the first floor of the Peterson.
That's too bad.
I mean, how do they drive? I don't know. All I've seen is Bosozoku is an aesthetic style. I assume they drive like any other lowered car, right?
They drive terrible.
They got to be terrible, right?
It's mostly for noise, and also to look loud.
Yeah.
So
Love it.
They drive terrible.
It's like driving a Bosozoku. For those who don't know, they put like the most aggressive body kits you can think of. Like this tray, these like giant trays, giant wings.
Have you seen the vans?
Yeah,
The van.
Japanese
the
vans.
the exhaust pipes are like 10 feet long and go way over the car. They're just absurd.
Yeah, most of them don't actually do anything, and sometimes it's great when they make shapes out of the exhaust.
Yeah,
Like that
hard
light,
like a
the
star.
lightning bolts. Look at these lightning bolts.
Yes. I mean, that is so fun to look at, though.
very fun,
I mean,
yeah.
I want to go to Japan and go to a car show full of these things. But what I don't want to do
whoa,
is
what is
drive.
that? What is the one below this?
That's a Lambo.
No, what is that white one right
Bosozoku
there with the
Lambo.
33?
What the? It's a golf cart, I think.
That's really
It's
funny.
a golf cart.
I'm into it.
Yeah,
I mean-
if you want to see a lot of good ones, go to Japan, go to Tokyo Auto Salon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at. I just don't see this ever happening in America.
No,
I don't
the
think
roads.
Yeah.
No,
It's-
we're all full of raptors.
It's kind of funny because when I go to Japan, they complain about how bad the roads are, but they've never seen bad roads.
No.
They've
No.
never been here.
Well, even people in other states, they're like, "Well, you're in California. Like,
like
have
you
you
don't
driven
get it."
around downtown
Yeah.
LA?
You don't get it. Those roads we film on are not all the roads.
No.
Freddie Hernandez, the man. You know Tavrish? Freddie from Florida. He does all the crazy project cars.
No, I love it.
He buys the worst, most fucked up cars and fixes them and makes them nice. He wants to get some 1552s in one of his projects. We'll arrange that. You're
Yeah,
gonna
reach out.
You're gonna want to send him some. He's the man. I'm also giving him my $1 million mile Lexus.
So yes, I do know. Yes,
So-
we talked about. Yeah.
So I'm
of
gonna.
course.
Next month. I'm meeting the guy who's got it in Florida, and Zach and I are gonna drive the last over the hump stint.
Nice.
And we're leaving it with Freddie, who is going to put a big single turbo
That's
on it
right.
and a
Just
manual
blow it up.
gearbox. Wow, he's got over 600,000 subscribers. Good for you,
Yeah,
Freddie.
good on him.
Kill it.
612.
He works his fucking balls off, and he does shit that I don't want any part of, like buying a fucking completely burned out Lamborghini and trying to fix it.
See, that's
Trying to
that's
twin
my
turbo it.
that's my life, guys.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's his life
get
too.
it. Yeah.
And yes, Freddie will be on the show next month, and I will see you in Florida.
Awesome.
Last one, James Choi. Thank you for the content. You are welcome, James. That was our pleasure. All right. When are these posters going to be for sale? You think? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, the pictures are ready now. You can
Yeah.
take the pictures now.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
All right. So look for these posters in the next couple of weeks. We're going to try to do this pretty soon.
Yeah,
right?
I want to do this pretty soon because
Okay.
people are talking about it. You know, a lot of people are actually excited about it, and hey,
I'm
it's
excited
It's
about
a chance
it.
for everybody to give back as well and feel like they're supporting. So
I'm literally going to make a wall size one of this for my new place.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be the size of an entire wall.
You have some good options.
I know. Well, I'll probably use this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to frame a bunch of these because they're fucking so
Yeah,
rad.
the one where you're actually going through that last corner of the snake.
That one
really
is really
cool
good too. Yeah.
It's more of a storytelling shot. I don't think it looks as good, but
I don't think it's a
I'm
poster,
happy
but
with it too.
Yeah.
Should
It's,
do
it's a
one-
desktop for sure.
Do one big one, then do a bunch of small detail shots around it.
You don't want to clutter up the one image, but I see your
I like
point.
the detail points, the detail shots, the angles, and
I
everything.
do see it just being a big poster with like a gap on the bottom,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like a white Gap or whatever. It just, you know.
Oh, I was saying for hanging
are
on
we
your
gonna sign them? Is that what we're doing? I don't
know.
I don't know that my signature might actually devalue the poster. I ain't Ken Block.
We'll do something special and something simple. I think
maybe there can be an optional signed one if people want that or something.
Maybe we'll do a couple big ones and some nice prints that basically we can sign or whatever. I don't know. Leave some comments. Tell us what you think.
I do want.
Please don't.
I do want to print a couple of them really big though. It'd be really cool to get some 70 inchers.
I would love a beast one.
Yeah.
I don't even have a wall yet, but I'll go for the 70.
That'd be super
if
cool.
you can get a deal on printing 5 or 6 of that size, you can absolutely count me in for one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Well, that's the podcast. Thank you guys. Larry Chen can be found at the Hoonigan's main channel,
main and bonus channel, and my Instagram.
And when are you gonna have that video coming up soon, right? That you did with my car.
I'll release that video once we release the poster.
Okay, cool.
As soon as we're ready to release the posters, we'll release that video.
Yeah, there's a video that goes along with the poster. It should be a fun little video. I take Larry down the snake in the car.
That was super fun.
Yeah. And Crooke, 1552 wheels.
Yep.
Anything else? New designs coming out? Want to plug anything?
Oh, well, I mean, we do have a lot of new stuff coming out. New truck wheels, new car wheels.
What? He just made a face. What?
I like truck wheels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they're actually. I'm actually pretty excited. We're definitely doing some new stuff. You know, we did launch the new Integrale, which was on your RS.
Yeah, it was great. The new owner loves it.
So,
no, you know what I saw straight up on someone put a set of those on an Audi Allroad.
Yeah,
and it looked fire.
I love that stuff.
It looked really, really good.
If it's fun, we're into it. So yeah, no, we got some really cool stuff. We actually are heading into doing some cool stuff. Some new. I guess I'll hint at it in the context of very 90s inspired super touring wheels, which will be a lot of fun. Really cool sizes, new stuff.
Do you want to make something inspired by my Countach phone dial wheels?
Yeah, we can do that.
Can you do it in a 15 by 12?
Yeah, that's actually no problem. That really is no problem.
I got a 345 55 15. What do you got?
No, let's do it. Yeah, no, we got some great stuff coming out. Super stoked. A new collaboration with Magnus. Kind of a cool little wheel we're doing for the water cooled cars. And yeah.
Do a lot of people buy the Magnus wheels?
A lot of people buy the Magnus wheels.
Yeah.
It's our number one.
Is it really?
Selling forged wheel.
Wow, good for him.
But it's amazing because you've got guys in the middle of Midwest who's, older guys, they never see Instagram. So they're never played out.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of guys who aren't on social media who love Magnus.
It's amazing.
Porsche passion,
Yeah, OPP, all the people's Porsches.
But that's what they want, and I love it. But
Get out and drive.
I love it, right? Because you go into any other scene, you make 3 sets of wheels, and they're on Instagram. Oh, that's played. That's old news. I'm like, I'm not even rich yet. What's going on here? I should be. If it's played, I should
Hang
be.
on a minute. I'm not rich yet.
In my silo with money, right? But people complain that it's played out. But realistically, it's because we live in this world of social media. But I do love the Outlaw wheel for that reason, because guys are just super pumped to put a cool little wheel.
What I like about that wheel is it looks. It looks like it could have been a factory motorsport style wheel. I really like that a lot.
And that's what we geek on, is making things feel and fit the cars, as opposed to making stuff. Nobody wants some new fandangled concave wheel on an old car. It needs to feel
understand.
That vibe. So
I think one day I'd like to get a 308 with your fucking star wheel on it.
I'm okay with that.
Maybe we'll do that soon. Did the race service guys have your wheels on their 348? Is that your wheels?
No.
Whoa.
But what's his name? Tim Neely, who came by on his Lotus.
Yeah,
he has the big
on the Esprit.
He's got the big
Tim
tarmacs.
from Tim's Enthusiast Garage has tarmacs on his Esprit, and it looks fire.
Same vibe.
Looks really good.
It has the feel to it. And
no,
I think,
that works.
But that's the stuff we geek on, right?
Totally works.
This is the fun. This is the fun stuff. So
thanks for coming by on a Friday, boys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And as usual, Larry, I am more than impressed with your work. It's fire.
Appreciate it.
I can't wait. You people are gonna fucking freak out over those posters. Can I? Do we want to? I guess I should reveal the poster on Instagram, but maybe not yet.
Not yet. We
I don't want to get. We got to figure out where to buy them first, because I'm gonna get a million emails if we do that. So, all right. Thanks everybody. See you next week. What is the podcast schedule? I can't even fucking remember. It doesn't matter. I'll post it up. Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine. Get your own damn podcast at shoutengine.com. It's easy. All you need is a microphone, a connection to the internet, and preferably something to say. Have a good weekend, everybody. See y'all later.